Welcome to the Eyes of Indigo with your infinitely curious hosts, Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. Our show is broadcast live at 9:30 p.m. Wednesdays. Socio-spiritual topics are laced with humor as we discuss weird stuff in a rational way. Learn more about us in our first episode, The Prequel. Shows are recorded and available on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, and other aggregators. A keyword searchable index is at iriscarter.com/EOI directory. Share ideas and comments in the program chat or by email. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share our show. Let us know you're here by typing your hello in the comments because we are thrilled to welcome you as we begin another adventure right now.
And welcome. We are here. We hope. The world has been crazy. And just before the show, I guess I should explain, Katie Costa joins us, and we'll do a more formal introduction in a minute. Welcome, Katie.
Hey.
And I'm Iris, and Margot's there. And I can hear Margot, and Katie can hear me, but Katie can't hear Margot. And we have been playing with the technology, and so I may end up having to interpret to Katie for Margot.
Yeah, Iris can hear both of us, but
it makes things interesting.
Yeah.
We can't hear each other. So, I mean, I can hear her. I can hear her.
Yeah. So
this will be fun, guys.
Right. Yeah. So Marco's like, yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay. So, Dale and Jeannie, hey, how are you from
Hey,
Earth
Dale and Jeannie, we love you.
And Lena is here. Thank you, Lena, for joining us. Do tell us, say hello, whatever, if you're tuning into the show, because we're doing this through a platform where we aren't actually on Facebook or on YouTube to be able to see the comments. We depend on your comments coming to us when you respond. So we can't really see who's here other than when you give a shout out. So yeah, and so you can say hey, and anytime during this whole thing, if you have questions, please type them in there and ask them. And let me see. Oh, before we started, I thought we wanted to talk a little bit because we were talking to Katie before the show about all the weird crap that's been going on. Dale and Jeannie sends their love. It's just been, Margot, tell a minute, because you were telling about some people that you've been interacting with that have talked about weird stuff.
Sure. I'd say for about the last 1 or 2 weeks, all kinds of people around me, in my personal life and in my professional life and in my social life, muggles, unawake people, half awake people, full on awake people, shamanic people. About 75% of those people are having really unusual experiences lately that are characteristic of a severe shift. They're going through extreme emotions. They're having visions and supernatural experiences that look like time dimensional shifts or supernatural stuff of all kinds. And they're hearing things as well. They're seeing visions. And apparently it's really, really overwhelming. And it's happening very fast. It's happening within seconds, within minutes, staying with them for hours. And apparently it's very disconcerting and making them react emotionally. But they're aware that it's next level too. All of them mention, I feel like I'm going crazy. But all of them also mention, I know I'm not. It just feels really crazy like that. So that's in a nutshell.
Yeah. And so Margot, as she's saying, shaman, lay people, everybody's just having all kinds. And it's been crazy for us. On Valentine's Day, we decided not to have the show because of some stuff that was going on. And then we were already last week with Katie. We were getting ready to get on to set up, and the program wasn't working. And the whole thing had shut down because we use a program called B.Live. And it's like a studio online. And it was down, and we just couldn't do anything. And I think it was like the next morning before they got it back up. So we were just SOL. And Heidi, yeah, thank you for sharing that, Margot. Yes. And Lena agreed. And yeah, and so Heidi, thank you for welcoming us back this week. And we're so glad that y'all came back to join us this week, because we hate being off like that because we feel like we lose momentum. So just to share a little bit, we've got Katie. She's known as the Weather Shaman. And yes, and she's here to talk about her experiences and to talk about her involvement in our upcoming event, the Heal the Healer Summit, March 24th. And you can go to iriscarter.com and find the link to the Heal the Healer Summit to learn about that. Do sign up for that if you haven't already. We'd love to have you join us. We're going to be at Emerald Isle Beach, beautiful settings. Hey Ruthie, it's good to see you. Glad you were able to join us. And so Katie,
and a discount, and a discount.
Yeah, discount if you. Well, go ahead and tell them, Margo.
We have a discount if you invite a friend. Each of you get $50 off of your own ticket. So both of you each get a 50 and a 50. And if you choose to come solo, the prices for that are on the website as well. But if you invite a friend, you both each get $50 each off of your total. So take advantage of this fun stuff. As noted in our latest flyer, we calculated everybody's salary and how much time they're spending to the speakers and the events we're offering. It's a $1,600 value for less than $600 or less than $800, depending on if you want a double room or a single room. So it includes all meals. It includes your room. It includes all activities. It's all inclusive. Please come and play, have fun, and grow. Yeah.
Facebook stopped our
feed
broadcast. Yes. And I don't know why. I don't know why. So let me. Oh my God. Okay. Right. And y'all can talk to each other. Can you go, Margo, can you go retrieve our YouTube link and put it on the Facebook chat?
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, I don't know why the feed stopped, but I was going to do it, but then I realized I'm not here to interpret for you and Katie.
Yeah, no worries. I'm happy to do it. Not a problem. Tell Katie I said no problem.
Yeah, Margaret says no problem. She's doing it. Okay. So Katie is also known as Weather Shaman, and she's a multifaceted YouTube Reiki master teacher, shaman master, shamanic life coach, and oracle card reader with a background in science education, meteorology, and atmospheric scientist. I love that because she's a scientist that's into woo-woo, and I love it.
Yes, exactly. Best of both worlds.
Yes, exactly. She creates relaxing ASMR Reiki meditation videos on her YouTube channel. Katie, remind us what ASMR stands for.
Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Okay, and we might have to get you to explain that a little bit more in a minute, but she's got nearly 33,000 subscribers. That is tremendous. I think you've about doubled your subscribers since we had you on last year about this time. I was looking at the numbers. Katie is dedicated to guiding souls through the ascension process. We know that we're all ascending, and she's a guide for that. A former meteorologist, and her interests also include scientific research and atmospheric environmental sciences. She has a master's in science degree in atmospheric science and a bachelor of science in meteorology from NC State. as well as a graduate degree in secondary science education from UNC Charlotte. So you've been a teacher, you've been a weather person on the news, you just all kinds of stuff, girl.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? We love that you'll spend time with us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. What am I doing here? So basically, that was like my 3D background. I'm called Weather Shaman because I used to be a meteorologist, and now I'm a shaman. So Weather Shaman, it's like my old self and my new self combined. But yeah, like, so, you know, I was doing broadcast meteorology, climatology research, scientific studies.
Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. I just bumped her. Sorry. Wait. No, wait a minute. Oh, God.
We're all
Whatever
trying,
can
honey.
go wrong will go wrong, right? No. Cancel.
Yeah.
All right, folks. She's got to come back.
She'll figure out she's not there. Oh, my goodness.
Crazy.
I'm telling you, man. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that'd be a bonus.
Yeah.
That'd be a lovely bonus.
Let me. All right.
I'm sharing this everywhere I can. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hide this, and I have to make sure Katie. Oh, wait a minute.
Irish, they're trying hard to stop us, and it's not going to work.
I know it.
We've already cracked the ceiling.
And you know, the comments on our Facebook have gotten obnoxious about the thing, and I love it.
Obnoxious about us getting stopped? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. No, well, rejoin us. In other words, we put up the notice about our event coming up, you know, the Heal the Healer Summit. And we also got paid ads on it. And people are responding that we have never dealt with before. And they're doing things like, oh, yeah, this is a sham and all this. And I commented and I said, isn't it great when you scare people and they don't like, you know, when the trolls come out that you've done something good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hey,
over the target.
Can you hear Marco now?
I can
you
hear
me
both
now?
of you, and it looks like we're all synchronized again. And I'm going to let you know the powers that be on this planet do not want us in harmony right now. But you know what? Love always prevails.
Yeah. Yeah. Margo, I'm going to hide you for a minute so I can bring you back and put Katie back in the middle.
Are you sure you want to try that?
No, I don't. Okay. I'm going to leave it alone.
Just in case. I'll behave.
I was telling
Tonight's about this one.
Yeah. So
Katie,
I was telling that, you know, we actually did paid promotion for our event, the Heal the Healer event. And now I've got people coming to our Facebook page and making funky comments about, you know, oh,
trolls.
Yeah, trolls, just trolls, all kinds of trolls. And so I made the comment, you know, we've got trolls, yay! Because you know, when you upset people, it's a good thing. Somebody's afraid of what you got to say. Of course, they're getting comments back on that too. But I'm going back and answering people, and I'm only going to do it like once. You know, just very nice. Like some guy was like, you know that, something about like this is, you know, how much y'all getting paid to do this? And I said, you call a hotel and find out how much it is to stay for 3 nights and get all your meals paid for that weekend, and then come back to me and tell me how much we're making off of this. You know, that kind of, because the costs, the hotel, you know, for hotel space and meals alone is probably more than what you could get for the price that we're offering. Plus, you've got
19 events.
4 or 5 people that are presenting and giving information, and plus the people that are there that you'll get to interact with and all that. It's a bargain, but people are trying to, make all these comments and stuff.
Trolls.
It's
Yeah.
it's quite the
trolls.
bargain deal. It is quite the bargain deal. Let me tell you, along my journey, on my YouTube journey, I have had to deal with many trolls as well. The best thing that I have found to make them go away is to completely ignore them. They hate that. They get off on confrontation.
Yeah.
So by ignoring them, and I delete them, I just delete the comments, report them to YouTube, and then I'll hide them from the channel. But yeah, that's definitely a good sign. That means we're doing something right. So that's good.
I had one
Yes.
person quote the Bible and talk about how God is the only one who can heal. And I said, yes, and isn't it wonderful that he gives us the powers to be able to do that too?
Yes, God is within us. God works through us all. Yes, God works through people.
So
Iris loves confrontation online. she can't leave it alone quite yet.
Oh, I gotcha. But yeah, they love that. So it's that they don't like to be ignored. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like
It's
I
a
said, I'm
learning
only going to
curve.
respond once, and then after that, it's like whatever. But I've had my say. If you can have your say, I can have my say. So, and that's that. And I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have. The bottom line is we don't answer to those losers.
Yes, exactly.
They have no idea what they're talking about. Yeah.
Well, it's just fear. It's just all coming from ego and fear. And so, just the 3D stuff, we just tune it out.
Yeah. So you were talking about before you left, and you were talking about the meteorology and all the stuff that you do or did, and how now you're into the shamanism. So can you remember your thought? Can you go back to that, or do you want me to?
Yes. So a shift happened in 2017. So, okay. I did the broadcast meteorology thing. I did the climatology scientific research thing, the science education teaching thing, a lot of 3D based jobs. And in 2017, I experienced a total burnout, total burnout. The last job I had was teaching in a public school system. Let me tell you, oh my God, totally different than teaching in a private school or a university or a community college. The public school system's intense. And I lost my job unexpectedly. Went through a complete meltdown, totally depressed, not sure what I was going to do with my life. But the good news is it led to a spiritual awakening. I went through the dark night of the soul, and I started to get into my real purpose. I started to be interested in Reiki energy healing, making YouTube videos. I wanted to be free from the matrix. I wanted to be free.
Oh God.
Did you lose her again? Oh, jeez.
I did nothing.
They're trying hard to shut her down. She's big medicine, guys.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
All right. This is why we're coming together.
Yeah. This is too funny. Be patient with us, because it's not us.
Yeah. You might end up watching this show and recording in the rerun eventually.
Yeah.
To get some continuity, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, but I love her background and getting her to talk about the meteorology and stuff, because there's lots of conspiracies, and then there's lots of just plain facts that people ignore. Government's been manipulating the weather ever since ever since the turn of the previous century, and they did it a lot in Vietnam and all this stuff.
And that was public, yeah.
Yeah, and that all of it's online, and now they're still doing stuff. I mean, I see them all the time, cloud seeding, and about 2 days later it'll start raining, and it's like
2 to 3 days later. That's right.
Yeah, and it's like they give us this. Whoops, where'd she go? they give us this weather report, and I'm like, if you know what it's going to do, is it really fair to call it a weather prediction?
This
How
is
do they?
true. That's a little, yeah, that is it hedging the bet just a little.
Yeah, yeah. So here she comes. Hey, they're trying hard to shut us down.
Yes,
So,
and love always wins. It does, and we must be doing something right.
well, I
One bit
love
at
it.
a
So go ahead
time.
and finish your thought about the you meltdown.
Yes, and I started to discover the greater truths, like what you were sharing. I'm not going to get into grave detail for obvious reasons, but that we have been lied to, and I had been indoctrinated into the lies. 10 years of college and education, ended up finding out that divine wisdom was more valuable. Once I was getting all this channeled divine wisdom, I started to be revealed the greater truths of this world, and um, I went through a lot of depression, anxiety, and trauma and stress. And the only thing that would help me were ASMR Reiki videos online to help me sleep. I had tried all these different medications to help me sleep. Nothing was working. I was desperate. And these ASMR Reiki videos on YouTube like hypnotized me and helped me to fall asleep. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to create videos like that and help people. How do I do that? So I started making videos. I started getting certified in Reiki, 1, 2, master teacher. Then I started exploring shamanism and life coaching and Huna healing, also Qigong, crystal healing, like a combination, all these cool alternative healing modalities. Because I was really, in essence, trying to heal myself. And I wanted to be rid of all these Western medications that were unnecessary, which I know sometimes in extreme cases they're necessary. And yes, they do help. But I was on so many of them. And I wanted to be more natural and holistic. And I wanted to be able to give back and help people. And it turns out the ASMR Reiki videos that I've created apparently help people fall asleep. They help with their panic attacks. And that's what I've been wanting to do. And I'm so grateful I can give back what was so freely given to me, because other ASMR Reiki videos helped me to get a quality of life back when I was just over the top with stress and insomnia.
Oh, that is awesome. That is
Wonderful.
awesome. I got to share this. My sister watches, and she responded about me and the people on Facebook. Before caller ID, obscene phone calls were common. Iris loved talking to the weirdos and making them hang up on her.
Oh,
Oh, I would love to have been a fly on the wall.
That's me. Yep, I remember doing that.
oh my gosh.
I love doing stuff like
Quintessential Iris, giving it right
yes,
back to them verbally.
exactly.
And now it's online with trolls. Yeah, I get it. Lena,
So
Lena says, thank you for letting God through.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
awesome.
Lena is coming to the Heal the Healer event.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's one of
I was
ours.
Heidi.
And so is Heidi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ruthie,
glad you guys are on
Jody,
board.
come on. Come join the fun.
We're
Talk to
raising the
us in
vibration of the
person.
planet together. By all of us coming together in unity, we have the ability to retune the frequency of this planet, raise the vibration, and make a global impact just by all of us coming together in one central location.
Yes. And the
And now you
energy is
see
going to
why we
be
have
so
now
much
you see
more.
why we brought her on.
Yes.
Yeah, Katie gets it. Katie gets it. Yeah.
Yes.
And she
Um,
espouses it.
we had so we had, just to give a little bit of background, we had settled on, the Heal the Healer Summit. We decided to call it a summit, because we could have called it a meeting or a convention or a gathering or whatever. We chose summit because the event is focused on people, a lot of people who are already at least in touch with a higher energy of some sort, and the verbiage represents reaching a high peak where we can see clearer. So being on the
Yes.
summit, right? We want to be up there, and lots of emotions and imagery go with that word, which is what we wanted to convey. And we chose Heal the Healer because, as a collective, healers are being told that we're no longer focusing on awakening others. Instead, we're moving the awakened forward. So as other people wake up, they'll follow, but our focus is to continue forging the path for those who are already on the journey. And as a result, we healers have been working hard and are tired, and it's easy to get frustrated, lose focus, get caught up in this quagmire of slop that surrounds us, because it's just chaos a lot of times. And so the purpose of the summit is to re-engage healers and remind them of the self-care and maybe enlighten them of the things that they've forgotten. And most of all, it's a retreat into yourself. So we're going within to find all the solace and strength that we need to continue our journeys. Fridays, so we get together on Thursday. We're going to have opening session and a fire circle. And then on Friday, we're going to focus on the theme of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, along with going within and examining ourselves and connecting to these elements. And we're also looking at living as multidimensional beings, recognizing we're in 3D and we're pulled in and out of other levels. So, Katie, you're going to be talking on that day where we're going to be discussing earth, air, fire, water, spirit. And can you talk a little bit maybe about how your topic, which is meditation / singing bowls / sound healing, feeds into that? How does that address the summit, so to speak?
Okay. So first off, I'm going to be talking about sound healing and energy frequency and vibration and all of the hidden healing frequencies that they don't teach you about in schools, right? And especially the 528 hertz love frequency. And then what we're going to do is actually tune in to the frequency of love with some singing bowls and a guided meditation. And my intention is to help us to ground to Mother Earth and extend up to Father Sky and connect with the elements here around us: fire, earth, water, air, and spirit, connecting to our higher selves and feeling the energy from the sun, from the trees, from the water, from the air we breathe, just reconnecting on a deeper level, helping to expand our consciousness, our awareness, and just helping us to be more present with ourselves so that we can be aware of the elements that surround us in our everyday lives. I like to think of the sun as the fire element if there's not
Oh,
like an actual fire around. And, water can be found anywhere, right? The lakes, the streams, the ponds, the rivers. It could even be
body.
running water in your home. If you want to get in touch with water and you don't, have anything around you, just running the faucet for a little bit, or having like a little humidifier thing, or a little essential oils diffuser thing
Most
that can help.
important, you're running water.
Yes, yes.
Humans are running water. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because we have water within ourselves. We're made up of like, oh God, so much water, 80 to 90% or something. It's crazy. Um, yeah, so it's so important that we tune into that and remember who we are on a deeper level. But yeah, hopefully that guided meditation on top of the sound healing. I'm going to give a little sound healing presentation with a little PowerPoint, just a little one, about sound healing background, looking at the frequencies of the chakras and the notes, the musical notes that correspond to each of them. And, the 528 hertz love frequency and things like that. And then transgress into this guided meditation where we'll all take a few deep breaths together and then connect in. And then you can hear some of the singing bowls and all that good stuff.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. And then I think too, I know you'd mentioned like with this stuff, this stuff will transfer well for people to be able to perhaps experience some of this out by the fire that we'll have every night. So if anybody wants to, whether they bring their own stuff or we'll have extra instruments and things, and to know the sound healing that goes on around the campfire that we have each night, and we'll have different stuff. So that's going to be kind of cool too. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. And you know, there's a lot of things I think that we learn about or we hear about, but we just don't have the opportunity to actually meet and share with other people these experiences and really go deeper. And that's what we're hoping this weekend will do for people, is to allow them to go deeper and learn more and to be able to get some practical use out of the things that they learn and ultimately be transformed. And I keep saying we hope people will. I know they will, but that's the goal. On Saturday, Dale and Jeannie, Stacy are going to lead a workshop on sacred geometry and fractals and how it connects us multidimensionally. We're going to get more into the multidimensional stuff. How do you think your program, Katie, will act as a good foundation leading into that? How does, and you probably said some of that already, but if you can expound on like sound connected to multidimensionality and.
Well, one thing is that by tuning our vibrations to the right frequencies and by connecting in with our higher selves through meditation, that will hopefully in turn expand our consciousness and our awareness to be able to absorb the secrets of the universe that Dale is going to reveal through his sacred geometry presentation. Sacred geometry is something that is all around us, that when we're at a higher level of consciousness, we can really absorb and understand and internalize and integrate. So hopefully, the meditation that we do and the background information and knowledge of sound healing will lead into that. And you know that different sounds create different geometric patterns. Uh, Dr. Emoto's research, he proved that if you speak certain words into water and it crystallizes, you can see different patterns and different geometric shapes and sequences. So sound, frequency, and vibration and sacred geometry definitely go hand in hand. It's one of the secrets of the universe. In fact, that is why the powers that be on this planet have retuned everything to 440 hertz, a disharmonious frequency, when really in actuality, everything should be 432 hertz. And, it's because it creates different geometry patterns. Some create disease and some create healing. So, yeah, it's fascinating.
You mentioned talking about sacred geometry, and then I looked behind you there, the plant and the leaves. All of those are examples of sacred geometry because they're all balanced.
The golden ratio.
Yeah,
exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and that's what's going to be fun at the beach too. Is we'll have a few hours on Saturday afternoon where we let everybody. They can choose to like go out on the beach and do some healing in a group, or they can go to the NC Aquarium, which is right next door, or they can go around. But what we're going to ask people is to bring back samples or pictures of sacred geometry that they see once they learn about it. Then go out and bring back examples, especially through photographs. We don't want people, destroying plants or anything. But when you realize, once you see it and you recognize the fractals and the way, the nautilus shell is an example. The snowflakes, and not that we want snowflakes at the beach, but but the plant life and starfish and the waves as they come up on the ocean, they create a pattern. That's
in the curve.
Yeah, it's just everywhere. It's incredible. But I like
it also shows up in human architecture, because it has to, in order for architecture to keep standing. So you can find all kinds of sacred geometry in human architecture and buildings, sidewalks, construction, automobiles as well, because those are basic building blocks for making matter stay in the configuration it needs and resist, at least temporarily, resist gravity. Yeah, strength. There's a ton of strength in that. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Katie, what's been going on lately as far as things in your world, either with YouTube or sessions that you do, things like that? Has there been anything unusual, different, challenges, changes? What's been going on?
So I do both in-person Reiki shamanism, sound healing, crystal healing sessions. I do in person and online sessions on Zoom as well. It's like a combination of Reiki and life coaching and all that good stuff. I've been doing that. And I also just started doing like a monthly shamanic sound healing meetup group type thing. It's kind of an experimental thing. I just kind of started that to see how that goes. The first one went really well. Everyone loved it. We just kind of intuitively played instruments together and shared whatever came up in meditation. And that was really, really cool. It's just like a safe place for like-minded souls on this journey to come together and share about their trippy, wild experiences of what they're going through when they awaken and what they're seeing, and breaking down old belief systems, you know, and trauma from organized religion and society and all that stuff. And that's been cool. And I recently got sponsored by Temu on YouTube. So I was able to do a cool video. Temu is kind of like Amazon. It's like a big online storefront. And they mailed me so many cool products like shaman drums. This
Oh
right
my God.
They mailed me this shaman drum right here. They mailed me like a bunch of cool stuff to show in a video. So that was a blessing. They were like, pick out whatever you want and show it in a video and we'll do this. And it was a paid sponsorship. So I'm very grateful for that. That's part of the growth on this journey. A lot of great blessings, but I'll be honest, with this accelerated growth, it causes anxiety because my earthly self wants to stay comfortable and stay, you know, just where I am in a comfort zone. But my higher self is like, it's time to grow and keep moving forward. And I'm like, ah. So I've been kind of overwhelmed, to be honest, and having to learn to take steps back to just rest and recharge. And I'm learning the importance of cleansing after sessions. I wasn't doing that. And I'm learning how important it is to cleanse after sessions and take a few deep breaths and not carry their pain with me.
Yes.
I don't know if you all have had to go through that, but I made the mistake of taking on other people's pain too much, and it was causing me to become physically sick. So I'm having to learn to observe and be there, but not absorb.
I know in Theta Healing, they teach us, like, we do a meditation. And after we've connected with somebody, especially like if we do like a body scan or something, because we can physically, well, not physically, mentally go inside their body to do a physical scan inside the body. And when we come out or after we have a session with somebody, one of the things is that we imagine that we go through a shower or a body of water or something like that to cleanse and come out the other side. Like in my mind, I kind of go through a waterfall and into a pond and out the other
That's
end.
smart. That's very smart. Yes.
And so that's one way to do it. Another way is just to shed it all and send it to the light, you know, let Creator take care of it and let it go. So
Yes.
there's different ways, but you're right. Anytime, or, you know, even having, this is a good tip for anybody. If you have a conversation with somebody and they've got a lot of trauma and a lot going on, and they, you know, your best friend just sits there and cries and tells you all this stuff, and, you know, you comfort them and they go out the door. Are you sending their energy out the door with them?
Yes.
Are you sending their energy off yourself? Because it'll hang around if you don't.
Yes.
And so it's good to cleanse, regardless of who it is, you know.
Yeah. Heidi summarized it. She says hollow bone. She typed hollow bone. Let it pass through you. Yeah, don't let it stay. That's another use for the hollow bone practice, Native American style.
Hollow bone. I'm going to write that down. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you, Heidi, for bringing that back to us. Yeah, empty vessel, hollow bone. There's a lot of them. All right, William Lee Rand, a internationally famous Reiki teacher that I'm sure you've heard of a million times already. He's accredited with creating, to add to what you guys are talking about, he's accredited with creating and sharing the Kinyoku technique, which is the Japanese word for dry bath. And that's literally what it's for. It's getting other people's, let's call it schmutz, other people's shit or negative energy or residual crap literally off of your body in a specific technique, employing Reiki energy along with its specific gestures. And I'll probably lead the group in doing a couple of those as we go along through our weekend, because the effect is immediate and it's a physical sensation. It's very, very gratifying to use that technique. So yeah, we'll be experiencing that during Heal the Healer as well.
That'll
But
be
yeah,
great.
yeah, almost all practices have some kind of technique to help the 3D human self let go of crap that's not appropriate. Yeah, our 3D selves still try to do that, and our 4D probably does too if we think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter is one of these that she wants to take care of everybody. You know, they like her husband had a cousin that was always hanging out, or even her husband's mother when she was alive. She had lots of weird energy and stuff, and they come and hang out at my daughter's house. And then my daughter started having the kids started complaining about seeing things wandering through the house and bad energy and all this stuff. And I go and burn sage, clean out her house, do energy work or whatever to clean it out. And I told her, I said, you got to pay attention to this. When these weird people leave your house, tell the energy to go after them. I said, because it's cluttering. I mean, I found an entity hiding in a dollhouse in the closet. I said,
Oh my
it's taking
gosh.
residence in this dollhouse. It was just hiding. It was literally hiding from me in this doll. And I'm like smudging the dollhouse.
Snot out of it.
Creepy.
Fie on thee, be gone.
Exactly. I mean, I felt like I needed to put little symbols all in the house to
Little
exercise.
mandalas everywhere. Yeah.
So
Throw out
yeah,
Reiki symbols.
there's
Yeah.
just all kinds of crap out there that, and then people wonder why they get bogged down and why they feel bad or why, it's like, if you call this shit in, it's going to hang on.
Girl, this week I came up with a new phrase. I was like, need to make a bumper sticker or a Facebook meme. Don't be a loose douche.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Don't be a loose douche. If you don't know what loose is, look it up. LOOSH. Don't be a loose douche. And that's literally, yeah, people that are inviting and entertaining and hosting inappropriate negative energies and not releasing it, whether by accident or on purpose, but we're talking about a victim mentality. If you're not letting go of the loose and killing it and getting it off of you, you're being a douche for everybody around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're being, or even more specifically, you're being a douchebag. So don't be a loose douche.
Oh, I got hooked. Netflix show on there called Resident Alien. Absolutely hysterical. I mean, rolling in the floor, hysterical. Guy, alien crash lands, turns himself into a human being. What that most people
Shapeshift.
Shapeshifts into a human. And then like people would use the term like douchebag, and he like Googles what is douchebag, and then he goes, ugh.
That is disgusting. It's Alan Tudyk, who is a wonderful dry comedian. Yeah, who plays the main role. But every single character in there has their own brand of humor. The sheriff, oh my God. How many seasons in are you? I think they've only done 3 or 4 seasons.
They just started the 3rd season, and the
All
3rd
right.
season on like the paid Peacock channel or whatever. And so I did the first 2 seasons.
They develop a lot of.
I devoured.
It's addictive.
Yes,
It's addictive, guys.
Yeah.
Watch 1 or 2 shows and you're hooked. Yeah.
And the reveal, one reveal after another. He talks about the Arcturians, the Dracos, the
how they treat each other.
How they treat each other, how they treat human beings, the Greys, and how they're just little assholes that have a anal fetish. And
he thinks
I've encountered the Greys.
Really?
It was very creepy
Ooh,
back in
listen to that.
2018. So they stopped making plasma TVs for a reason, because plasmas are an active portal. So if you notice, most TVs are not plasma anymore. Back in 2018, I had an old TV. It was plasma. And one day I was watching something on it, and all of a sudden it was intercepted with a shadow-like being that looked like a gray, and it was sideways. And at first I thought I was hallucinating. So I just turned the TV off, turned it back on, normal show. Then it beamed in again. I said, "Mom, I need you to get in here. Am I making this up?" And she was like, "Oh my God, what the heck's happening?" I heard it telepathically communicating to me that it was beaming in to seek and get information from me telepathically. And it got mad at me and said, "We don't have room or time for you to be in fear or show emotion. We just need to collect, gather, and analyze information from your consciousness. We need you to be still so we can extract information from you." And I was sitting there like, what the heck? And it freaked me out again.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I actually have this on video because I knew nobody would believe me, but I'm scared to like show it to certain people because of, but I do have it. If you ever personally want me to show you sometime, I'd be more than happy to.
Come to Healer Weekend, and we'll have a private showing of her cell phone.
But those Greys are on a different frequency, because I've encountered very positive, high vibe aliens that are awesome. But these guys were creepy as can be. Like, it almost felt satanic. Like, it was like, oh my God, like chills all over me. They just were very self-seeking, very selfish beings.
Mm-hmm.
Can I throw in my 2 cents on this?
Yes.
A lot of Greys. There's 3 kinds of Greys. Basically, there's probably more. There's 3 kinds. There's the kind you're talking about. Generally speaking, they are human biogenerated technology. They're biotechnology, and they are assholes, and they come from satanic people.
Yeah.
Satanic scientists have made them. More than likely, I don't know, but I'd be glad to read into it. But more than likely, that's what you got.
Yep.
There's also there's 3. That's one. Then another one is they tend to be short. They're not Earth human made. They are the original, that the nasty ones we just talked about were modeled after. They are from other planets. They are seeking our DNA because their own DNA is disappearing. They screwed with their own DNA too much. They're trying to procreate, which is where all the anal probing in pregnancy reveals and trauma and shit came from. All right, it came from their cultural influence, scientific whatever influence and abductions that came from us. There's that. There's also tall Greys. And among the tall Greys and among some of the original short Greys, there are nice ones. They're not the majority, but they are there. And it becomes sort of like humans. It's a shot in the dark if you're dealing with an asshole or a nice person. You have to use your intuition. But when it's 100%, this is invasive, fuck no, blah, 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 blah. That is the replicated human-made ones that are strictly there to take everything from you, whether you like it or not.
I threw out that TV and I got rid of it. It scared the crap out of me.
Oh my God.
I would have burned that fucker. Good girl. Good girl.
There was
high five.
I was married at the time, and my husband and I had taken my dad to go visit his sister in Pennsylvania, and they lived like up on a hill in a coal mining town, beautiful woods and stuff. And we had been outside at night talking in the dark and enjoying the stars and all that stuff. And I was seeing like little lights and stuff. And then the thing about, I started thinking about, what about aliens and, all that. And I evidently thought about it too hard, because we go into bed and my dad was in one room, we're in the next room, and my aunt and uncle were in the next room. I had laid down on the bed and my husband was still getting ready for bed. And I thought I had fallen asleep, but it was like I was still awake. And I saw a couple of aliens like through the wall. I could see them walking and come into our room.
Wow.
And I literally went from lying prone on the bed to standing straight up in bed and screaming at the top of my lungs. And then it was like they left. But everybody else came running in.
See us.
They're going, what the hell is going on? Because I'm standing, like I said, I went whoop, straight up like a board, you know. And he's like, what the hell? And I said, I looked at my aunt and uncle and I said, I think I was just dreaming. And my husband's like, how are you dreaming? You just laid down. But it happened so quick. And I scared them off. But it was like if I was outside thinking about them, and damn if I didn't call them in.
Wow. Yeah, CE5 tells you how to do that. But people like you can do it spontaneously as well. You have conversations with that. You run with that crowd and have conversations with them, to out you a little bit. So it makes sense that you are on that frequency naturally.
That's true. Yeah, and that was an early in my days of doing some of this stuff. So I didn't realize
you didn't have filters.
Yeah.
Did you ask them to leave? Did you demand that they leave, or what happened? Or did they leave on their own?
It was because I was screaming at the top of my lungs and caught everybody's attention that they just quietly backed out. It was like, oops.
That's an energetic no. When somebody's, that's a rejection symbol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
apparently, they were not. Exactly. Apparently, they were not attracted to fear, because that's obviously what you were putting out. So that tells you they weren't that kind of alien.
Yes, they weren't feeding on that negative energy. Correct.
Bingo. Yes. They probably were like, oh shit, we didn't know she could see us. Sorry.
In Miami, or the aliens in Miami at the mall.
Yeah.
Where, people could all of a sudden, people were seeing them and they're like, whoops.
Yeah, they were popularly described as like tourist aliens that, or scientist aliens that are just checking out human society and humans. And there's two theories. There's one theory that there was a box and there were young people opening the box and doing something. And then the aliens appeared. So there's one theory that a portal was opened intentionally. And another theory is that they showed up and got spotted on their own volition by accident. So either way, dozens and dozens of police cars and those occupants followed them out into the street and down the sidewalk. And they were not letting people come near. They were taking cell phones and erasing them and giving them back. All kinds of stuff. Yeah. Something came through either on their volition or ours, but or one of ours. Katie, any other interesting stories, or of somebody else's story? Don't reveal the names.
Oh, you mean about aliens?
Yeah, or anything like that. Or like that. That feels relevant. Yeah.
I've had other alien experiences, but they were very friendly.
Good.
It was really cool because in my dream one night, I was taken to a ship and shown that I was in charge of the GIS graphic information systems on the spaceship. And I was in charge of helping to navigate the ships with all the software. And I was in charge of making sure the software was working. It was really cool. These beings channeled to me a huge set of binary code, and they had me write it down when I woke up. It was this whole thing of channeled binary code of zeros and ones, everywhere in a certain sequence.
Wow.
And it was super trippy.
What does GIS stand for again?
Geographic or graphic information systems. It's like a way to like topography map. So while navigating the ships, how to safely navigate around different features and mountains and things on different planets so that you don't crash.
Get close to the surface without crashing or
right. How to navigate and be careful, to make sure there's no obstructions and things like that.
Yeah, that would be flying below the radar.
Yeah.
That would be flying below human radar. So you have to know how to do that safely. Because it's only a few hundred feet. Yeah. And if you're And if you're going the speed of light, you need to know where you're going.
Yeah, and it was just so cool. It was so fascinating, and I was like, "Wow, this is so awesome!" And they channeled all this code to me, and I was like, "Wow, this is so cool."
Well,
But
did
yeah,
you wrote down that code?
yep, I have it in a dream journal.
I was just wondering if you've ever tried to have it interpreted.
I have not. How would I do that?
Somebody who's a computer geek that understands binary code could look at it and see what it
Somebody who
does.
specializes in binary code can look at it and tell you what it says,
That's a really good idea. I never thought about that.
possibly where to apply it. Intuitively, I'm hearing you're going to be able to apply it in the future.
Really?
Yes, that it's actually instructions to make something that technology that's going to be revealed in the next few years. Your stuff that you've written down will take that to the next level, and you will have a unique use of some type of technology. My logical guess is some type of med bed. You're going to be able to next level it up. You're going to be able to level it up with those codes.
Cool.
The theory is that as basic med beds show up in society and humans get better and better and heal better and better, eventually the human body will heal itself automatically the way it was originally designed to do. And once we are autonomous with our health, the only thing we'll need med beds for is accidental injuries.
What do you mean by med bed?
Healing technology.
Okay.
Yeah, there's you can look them up. There are
They're plasmic.
Yeah, they've been designed in different ways, but there were there's some that you can see where the designs look almost like an MRI machine where the body goes in and it scans, but then there's some that are like just
a suitcase that you set down at your feet and the plasma comes up around you.
Yeah,
so it even does that. Yeah,
that's so cool.
But yeah, they can heal certain organs or certain body parts or certain, like skin or
processes.
bone or different processes. Or there's some that will do everything, and some that do just certain parts. And but there's all kinds of information out there about them, and they're supposed.
Eventually, the plasmic type med beds will be upgraded so that they all heal everything once we don't need them unless we have an emergency situation. So the more we heal, the more they will consolidate because you won't need as much. So they consolidate and they learn. The machines learn. It's a type of positive AI. It's a type, and it's not exactly the same thing at all. It's a lot more bio than that. But it learns.
Awesome.
It learns. And things like what you're describing are codes that would give it programming.
Cool.
And that's what I'm intuiting is going to happen because your path is a healing path. Yeah. But why not for funsies? Yeah, take it to somebody who specializes in binary and say, dude, what does this say to you? And see what he or she has to say.
I might also do some extra research too and into binary codes and try to see if I can decode it on my own by doing some research.
Absolutely.
I love
There's
challenges.
Probably websites that you could.
Yeah.
There's probably apps or websites you could type stuff in. The downside being once you put that on the internet, anybody else can spy on it and grab it. So
that is true. Yeah.
Yeah, careful about where you type it.
Okay.
For now, once we have Starlink going, that information, what I just said, would be obsolete.
Okay.
I think I saw a fact that like 4 numbers makes up a byte. It's either 4 or 6 numbers makes up a byte. So when you talk about something, being megabytes or gigabytes or terabytes, and you think about,
that's the
byte. So 1 byte is like 4 of those numbers, and that might equal to a letter, like an A. So then when or it can be a yes or a no or something like that. And so when you think about how the different ways that you put them in different orders and how they can do so much, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well,
Gee, if we only had a handheld computer that could tell us this, answer all our questions. How many digits in a byte? How many digits in a byte? It says 8. 8 bits.
Okay.
8 bits make a byte.
Okay. I knew it was.
Now we know. That's cool.
2468.
Yeah.
Who do we appreciate?
Appreciate bytes. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah. Wow, we have been all over the place with this tonight, but it's been fascinating, Katie, and we are like at the end of our hour. So
It has been fascinating. Thank you so much for having me on.
we
You're very
greatly
welcome.
appreciate it. And I want to share real quick with everybody. We've got our new calendar for March up on March 6th, which is next Wednesday. We're going to talk about scarcity versus abundance, and all the things that surround that and what that means, and how people sometimes are so afraid of scarcity that they're missing out on abundance. And so we're going to kind of compare the two. On the 13th, we're going to do the psychometry and attachments, which is what we were going to do 2 weeks ago and didn't get to. So we'll do that on March 13th. And then on the 20th, it's the night before we start off at Emerald Isle. And then on the 27th, we'll bring back our psychic readings. So that is our schedule for next. Yay, yes. And I'm trying to find there we go. Find the right button to hit. And then Heal the Healer. If you haven't signed up and you would like to join all of us and
sign up. It's going to be great.
Yes.
Guys, we don't stop talking after 1 hour when we're in person. Come hear what we talk about outside of this. Yes.
Yeah, you can join like-minded souls on this journey. So about all the weird stuff you've been going through and not feel weird about it anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
On the nose, 100%.
So iriscarter.com, look for it and be there or be square. We don't want you to be left out.
Don't be a loose douche.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That was nasty.
No. But Katie, thank you again. And look up Katie Costa on the Weather Shaman on YouTube and see what all she's got going on. She's got lots of good stuff. So thank y'all so much. And we'll see you next week.
Oh, Heidi says there are binary translators you can use.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Namaste, Heidi.
Thank you for joining the Eyes of Indigo with Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this podcast. Music is Arcadia by Kevin MacLeod. Find us at facebook.com/Eyes of Indigo, on YouTube under @Iris Carter Enterprises, and on various podcast aggregators. Copyright 2023 by Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears.